Fawn
and Matt. We're an interracial couple with 2 kids wanting to do something that highlights the power of friendship and what it means to be in the company of true friends. We're going to move our society away and out of the loneliness epidemic and into a friendlier, happier world. Welcome to our friendly world. Better, stronger, together.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our friendly world.
Hello.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today, listen up, guys. We're going to look at 2 words, 2 concepts, perception and perspective, and how both of them, if we truly understand what they are, how we can have better friendships, better relationships, better everything. I mean, just I'll get into it in a second. But let's get into the definition. Like, how does perception and perspective shape our worlds and shape our relationships? And how does it shape the way we create our lives based on those 2 things, perception and perspective? So let's get into it. Perception is what you see and feel, and you're always at the center of it. You see and feel everything as you, the center of it all. Everything that's happening is happening to you. You're the star of the show, your life. You are at the center of everything.
Yay.
Right? So you're walking around and you pick up a hot coffee cup. You're feeling that hot heat. You are feeling it. You drink it. You are tasting it. You watch TV. You are seeing and hearing what's happening. You. It's all from your perspective, right?
All from your
That's
the
your
perception
what's your perceiving.
Yes.
So perception. And then everyone else around you is doing the same thing. So you come into the same room, you're sharing the same meal. Everyone is tasting it from their perspective. Everyone is seeing it from their perspective. Everyone is feeling and hearing everything from their perspective and their history. So you're hearing the same thing, but you're understanding completely different things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have kids that are teenagers, like, wow, try to say one sentence to them. They'll completely understand and believe something completely different than what you said. It's crazy. But I think we're all like that. When I worked at Aveda, Horst would say that. Horst was the CEO of the company I worked for, and we would go around the world and he would give these lectures way before TED Talks were in, they weren't invented yet. But one of the things he would say is, I'm speaking to you right now, you're this audience, but every one of you is hearing something different because you've all had different histories and you have different baggage. And according to what you're carrying, you're hearing something completely different than the person next to you. So that comes with perception because you are the nucleus. You're the core of everything. But perspective is when you put yourself in someone else's shoes by looking objectively at them and just measuring facts. So you, without assumptions, you're looking at someone and looking at their physical attributes and thinking, okay, what must that feel like? Like, for example, Matt walks into the kitchen. I'm like, honey, can you please grab the salt? And we have, like, on our countertops, it's like an apothecary. There's everything is labeled. Everything is in mason jars. And it's right in front of him. He doesn't know where it is. Where is it? I'm like, it's in front of you. The man is 6'4". I am like 4'11". First time I've ever admitted that.
I was about to say, careful. No, she isn't. She's 5'6". Yeah.
But like, that's my eye level. But he can't see it because it's underneath the cabinets. It's on the countertop.
The cabinet was blocking my view.
So in front of him, I'm like, it's right in front. And then we get into a fight, right? Because so I have to get myself into the state of what must it feel like for Matt to even at the sink in the bathroom, you must bend over to wash your hands, where I'm like, I have to lift up my hands to wash my hands like a little kid. Do you know what I'm saying? Or how mad do I get when you when you all, the kids now included, because everybody's way taller than I am, you guys put things up on shelves that I can't reach. So now I'm the little kid that's like, I can't reach it. I get so angry. I just knocked over the water bottle. But, or if I can reach it, you put the handle backwards. So like, because I need the handle to use my index finger to like edge it forward so I can have it drop into my hands, which is dangerous, from a shelf. But it's like you're not thinking of it from my perspective, right? You're not putting yourself in my shoes. And then I get angry because I'm seeing it from my perspective, and it creates a rift. So how can we get into a place where we can perceive someone and see someone and feel what they need? And if you think about it, when you do that, when you look at someone objectively without assumption and say, okay, this person, I don't know, give me an example, Matt. This person just lit up a cigarette. They must have felt really emotional about the subject matter, because usually when people light up is when something triggers them emotionally and they need to like block their lungs, and the lungs are associated with emotion, so like it numbs the lungs. So like, okay, they're triggered, they're like just seeing objectively certain actions, like measurements that you can take, like, okay, this person is super tall, they must duck to get into the room. It must be uncomfortable for them. Or this person, their body's way too big to sit on this little chair, so let me make sure that they're okay. Let me make sure that they have a comfortable way to sit.
And I get it.
Over.
And I get that that's how you want to process things. That's not how I want to process things at all, though. I want to feel that person. I want to become is a tricky thing to say, because I don't, but I do, but I don't. But I want to like live in their skin for a second just to see how it feels.
But you can't always do that, because you used to do that all the time, because
right.
You can read people like no one's business.
Right.
And then when I would ask you to do it, you stopped for a while because you said you don't want to go there again.
Well, it can be icky.
Yeah. But, you can't do that with everybody. So initially, because you're getting into a psychic space, because you said to me, you have to love the person.
Yes.
To really understand them.
Yes.
And sometimes you don't want to put yourself in that skin of theirs. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Because you need to protect your own vitality, or
Mm-hmm.
you need to protect sometimes, so you can't venture into that realm. So this is just a concrete way to establish, okay, this person is 6'3", this person is 4'11", this person weighs this much, and this person weighs this much. Like, how must it feel for them to climb the stairs? It may hurt their knees. Or this person doesn't sleep much and they're tired. So and when you do that, it's kind of like going back to having, everyone wants to be mothered. Everyone wants that. I think, what do you call it when you go back to the primal? I think it's a primal thing to feel like you're taken care of. Mm-hmm. And when you have a caretaker, like a good mother that knows when you're hungry before you have to scream, that knows that, okay, you need a change of clothes, or knows that, okay, they probably have an air bubble and they need to burp. Do you know what I'm saying? You take care of all those needs, and you feel seen and heard, and you feel protected, and you feel included and loved, right?
Okay.
I think we all need that. So when you shift to that perspective of the other person,
mm-hmm.
like feeling, I think that is one of the big keys to good friendships and good relationships, period. So I know what you're saying,
yes.
Matt. You want to go to that psychic level,
right.
but we can't always do that.
We can't.
We don't have the capacity to always do that, and nor should we all the time. But at least this is a physical thing where you can just see, okay, this person is wearing a super tight outfit. They can't sit in this chair for this long. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to cut off their circulation.
Oh,
They
dear.
can't. You know what I'm saying? They can't have a huge meal.
Okay. Yeah, and I can. I do. I absolutely hear what you're saying. It's just, again, for me, it's subtly different, you know. I want to focus on the things that they want to focus on. I want to, you know, listen and, you know, sometimes repeat back things that they say. And, you know, they care so much about NASCAR. We've talked about that in the past. I don't, but I'll at least try and gain a, you know, passing something in it.
Again, you're getting kind of intellectual with it, whereas I'm just saying, go back to what you taught me. Be a good host. So you're being a good host by noticing the other person and what they need. They may look tired. They may be walking down the street and look confused that day, and they don't recognize you, and they're wearing 2 different shoes. You know, feeling like they've lost perspective.
Right.
You know, like seeing their perspective and understanding, oh, they are probably scared and freaked out right now. Right?
Right. Definitely happen.
So that's all I'm saying. That's my takeaway for today.
Okay.
For this week. How about you?
Sounds good.
Are we good?
We are.
Well, have a beautiful every day.
Be well.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.